Yesterday I was playing some Arcane Fletcher Hunter, and I was using Chef Nomi as my win condition, but I noticed I was actually losing the warrior matchup, and if your Chef Nomi deck is losing the warrior matchup, there's definitely a problem. So I switched away from Chef Nomi, which was pretty clunky in this deck, to a Mecha'thun win condition. If you're not familiar with the Hunter Mecha'thun win condition, you double Galvanizer your Mecha'thun down to 8 mana, and then you just throw a Goblin Prank on it, and it dies at the end of the turn. To accommodate this Mecha'thun strategy, I did have to make some other adjustments to the deck. I was originally playing things like Shimmerfly, I had a Dire Frenzy combo, Marked Shot, so I cut all of the stuff that generates more cards, because it's hard to play all your cards when you keep generating new ones. And I added in some mech stuff to go with these Galvanizers. I figure Skaterbot's a 1-drop, so it works with Arcane Fletcher, and it also works pretty nicely with Toxmonger. Ziliax, of course, is the best mech, maybe the best card in the game. And now we can use Ursatron for some more card draw. So hopefully this win condition with the Mecha'thun will be more consistent than the Chef Nomi was.
Let the hunt begin.
Ursatron is definitely a keep. Arcane Fletcher, I think, is also a keep. I think I play enough 1-drops, I don't need to keep one, even with the Fletcher, though. Double Fletcher, so it should be pretty easy to find my spells if I can just find some 1-drops. I don't think I'm tracking when I still have 4 combo pieces in the deck. Especially when I can use Ursatron and Fletchers to dig out the combo pieces pretty reliably. Also, this looks like it's probably Holy Wrath Paladin. The Bloodsail Corsair is usually an indicator of Crystology, and Crystology tends to be that deck. So I guess it's just kind of a race to see who can combo first. I think my deck probably draws cards faster than his. I wouldn't swear to it, but I think that's probably true.
Reporting for duty.
What if I just tempo a Fletcher? What can he do about it? Hammer of Wrath? He probably would have played that here. I guess he could always just like Consecration. How many spells do I have in the deck? Tracking, Double Flare, Hunter's Mark, Animal Companion. Only 5 spells in the deck? Maybe it's not that big of a deal if I risk a Fletcher here.
1 shot, 3 kills.
And if the Fletcher survives, the next turn I just go Fletcher, coin double 1-drop. This is fine, I think. Toxmonger probably isn't doing a whole lot in this matchup. Do I think this is strictly a combo matchup? Because if so, I should run Huffer into his 1-2. I think this is strictly a combo matchup. So I'll value trade with my 4-2 to protect my 1-1. Shit. So I missed 4 damage, but if it's strictly a combo matchup, the 4 damage doesn't matter. Animal Companion, so I'm down to 4 spells in the deck. I probably do want to hold the Fletcher to make sure I get all 4 of them, though. Which would be next turn when I can do that. So... Animal Companion, I guess. So I need to find Ziliax to get out of range of Holy Wrath number 2.
1 shot, 3 kills.
I think I always just play all of these, right? Oh right, I do have to coin the last one. Oh, I drew the Hunter's Mark this turn. Damn it. I didn't have to coin out that Skater bot. Kind of a weak Consecration, but I don't care about my board. He doesn't really care about that Consecration. Okay, found a Galvanizer. Hopefully I can find another Galvanizer or Mecha'thun. Alright, so 10 cards left in the deck, including 2 combo pieces. So these trackings are actually sort of risky. I'm currently winning the card draw battle even without these trackings. Maybe I can be a little bit greedy and hold on to them for a bit. Wow, that was awful. I didn't hit a combo piece or a card draw card.
I hope you like my invention.
So with this True Silver, I can never get out of range of the second Holy Wrath, I don't think. Alright, now I can play this easily. Jeez. I guess it's Ursatron. Let's make a big lifesteal-y thing. Also, by taunting up the Ursatron, he kind of has to kill it this turn. Or maybe not this turn, but he kind of has to deal with it eventually. Hopefully this turn, so I can draw my Galvanizer with it.
It's time to destroy metal.
I don't get any more lifesteal out of this, which is a bummer.
Let's stash that away.
I hope you like my invention.
Reporting for duty.
I guess the play here is just Toxmonger, Springpaw, kill 2 of his things. It's really awkward having this loot order as my bottom card.
What's your point? Avast, matey!
I can Hunter's Mark my own minion next turn. I don't think playing any more cards here really matters. Cool, that was a complete waste of a turn from him.
I'll chart down if I roll need.
Maybe there was a way I could have set up last turn for this turn to just be Mecha'thun Loot Hoarder. And, like, the only way he's killing Mecha'thun would be, like, Shrink Ray. I guess it could just be, like, Shrink Ray True Silver and I'd still have the Loot Hoarder in play. Mecha'thun kills through immune, I believe. Alright, so it looks like my deck did end up just being a little bit faster than his. One of the most interactive games of Hearthstone I've ever played.
Rexa versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Let the hunt begin.
I think this is the guy I just played against. So he knows my tricks. Although I never showed him the Mecha'thun, so maybe he doesn't know. I can just play a flare here, not expecting him to be secret mage. I've picked up a lot of card draw, which is really nice. Obviously, card draw is like the most important part of the matchup. I think I want to hold tracking until after I hit all my spells with Arcane Fletcher. Maybe. Or just hold it until I find some more of my combo pieces. Leok and Huffer both let me kill this. Nice. I think I flare before trading, because drawing some of my mechs makes my tracking a lot easier to play. So now my tracking only has to dodge hitting both Goblin Prank and Mecha'thun at the same time.
The future
And I can find the Goblin Prank pretty reliably with my Arcane Fletchers. I do have kind of a full hand though, which means playing this Halazi to fuel the Arcane Fletchers might be a little bit awkward. If I play Halazi here, I'm only getting 3 Lynxes. But it's going to be a while before I can get these Galvanizers out of my hand. Toxmonger I want to save. I have 2 Arcane Fletchers that need to go down at a certain point. So I guess I just play Halazi. I don't want to overdraw, so I'll run a Lynx in. Now I have 2 Lynxes to go with Toxmonger. That may not be enough if he goes like Khadgar, Mirror Image, Sea Giant or something.
of creation. Behold the tools of creation.
Alright, he kills his Luna for me. That's good.
One shot.
I'm gonna go Fletcher double Lynx here. But I think I'll hold back on the Elven Archer, maybe? I found my Goblin Prank, which means Mecha'thun is the only combo piece left in my deck. Which means I can play my trackings. But I could wait to hit Hunter's Mark and Animal Companion with the second Fletcher. I do still have 7 1-drops in my deck. I think I pass here. Coin Conjure. Alright, so this is a nightmare. Hunter's Mark is good. It's not really good enough, though. Tracking into Springpaw, I guess, is the best thing I can do here. Gotta just be second Toxmonger, because I'm expecting the first one to die.
What's your poison?
One shot. One
This turn was okay, but his turn was just so insane. There's a very good chance that I draw a 1-drop and then can track into another 1-drop for the second Toxmonger, though. I think I'm still in an okay spot this game, despite how awful the board looks for me. Also, this Elven Archer still has Poisonous, so he kind of has to do something about it, which might be a slight mana sink. Hopefully he doesn't have another mirror image this turn. Alright, cool. So, no more spells in the deck. That means I don't care about this Arcane Fletcher. Let's just try to track into a Spring Paw. Nice.
What's your poison?
Can play Loot Hoarder as well. The main problem here looks like it's going to be just getting through the last 5 cards in my deck. I do have a Novice Engineer, so basically 4 cards in the deck. But the 3 1-drops I have left are all relatively low impact. Maybe I can roll a Leok with this Animal Companion, which makes the Spring Paw and the Skater Bot a lot better. Wanted Mecha'thun to not be the next card. I guess it does mean I can play my Galvanizers. I could play Arcane Fletcher plus all of my mech stuff here. Seems pretty okay.
One shot.
Does this still trigger up a 1 mana? Okay, it does. Probably want this magnetized, just so I heal a little bit more. And then probably do not want this one magnetized, because I want to kill a 5/1.
My hand is too full.
So at this point, I'm really just praying that Novice Engineer is not my bottom card. That's the biggest factor right now, I think. Because if Novice Engineer is my bottom card, I lose an entire turn. Let's see what we get. Misha's pretty decent. And I guess we're using Spring Paw to clean up these 1 health things. Alright, Novice Engineer, please be my next card. I think if Novice Engineer is the next card, I can definitely win this game. I've seen 2 Mountain Giants already. I've got these 2 taunt things in play. It looks like he gave me the lifesteal off this guy. Very kind of him. Novice Engineer.
Almost out of cards.
Oh, that's not good. I do have a lot of life to work with. I'm going to be taking a minimum of 3 fatigue damage. So he needs to set up 20 damage over the next 2 turns. Which might not be easy, especially since his Sea Giants are so expensive. There is also a path where I just play Mecha'thun here. And then next turn I guess is like Novice Engineer. I can prank the Novice Engineer. But what are the odds I could actually trade off my Mecha'thun? Probably pretty low.
Moves quickly.
One shot.
I think this is my turn. So yeah, I think it's pretty clear that I definitely would have won this game if I had Novice Engineer this turn instead of Elven Archer.
Belongs in a museum.
But I actually still feel like I'm in a pretty okay spot. That's 10 damage. Oh my god, it could be Spellbender, couldn't it? Please don't be Spellbender, holy shit, that would be awful. What secrets have I checked for? I haven't checked for Ice Barrier, Vaporize, Splitting Image, Spellbender, Counterspell. So Spellbender and Counterspell both kill me. If he knew I was Mecha'thun, he definitely would have picked one of those. Damn it! Fucking Mage! Was there any way I could have played around that? I don't think so. Could have held a flare, maybe.